G'day folks, in this video we're going to be taking a look at some other Australian themed products. We've got 3 seagull products to look at in this video, and one particular critter that I've made. It's not going to be a bilby, it's not going to be a bandicoot, it's not going to be an echidna, but it's going to be totally different. Something else, of course. And in this video we're going to be starting to take a look at this one here before we get into the real critter at the moment though, which is big and red. This is the adult Australian gull species 12 pack, 13 pounds. So it just relates into, seagulls who are basically species of seagulls from Australia. And that's the back of the packaging here. There's a Pacific gull who's got the red knob at the front here, at the beak there. And then you've got the kelp gull, or the southern black-backed gull, right at the background there. But it doesn't have that red knob that you find on the Pacific gulls. And the silver gulls on the front here. So there's 4 here, which is nice to see. Let's take what we've got. Ooh, that's a very nice big boogie of seagulls. Hey, that looks cool, eh? There's one of the silver gulls here. And one of them looks like it's got a bit of a bent sort of beak here. Looks like it's gone a bit sloppy. But they all seem to work in a very nice way. His wing's gone a bit sloppy. But anyways, I think, yes, there's another silver gull. Very nice indeed. In fact, we've got 6 of these. And hopefully I'm just going to count before I start to feel like I'm a loony. Anyways, there's 6 of these freaking, bludgers in a sense. I think bludgers is basically an Australian slang word, which I don't know of, but I heard of it before. There's one of the Pacific gulls. In fact, one thing about Pacific gulls is that the one thing to tell a difference between a silver gull is that, and a kelp gull as well as a Pacific gull is, look at the shape. It's the design of it. It's much more smaller and compact. We all know that. That's much more easier, but telling the difference with a Pacific gull and a kelp gull is a little bit harder. The Pacific gull tends to have a red knob at the tip of its beak there, a yellow and a red combination on the beak there, but it's also got a bit of a black tail feature there, like the Asian black-tailed gull from Japan and China and Korea and Russia, I would say. But the kelp gull is missing those features that you find in a freaking Pacific gull. And yes, one thing about the Pacific gull is that it can easily get confused with the black-tailed gull. It's noticing that the eye is also gull-like. The black-tailed gulls look more of a wing gull than a typical seagull. The kelp gulls, they all look like that. And very interesting indeed. Simple, very, very simplistic sort of difference, I would say. And also, one thing I could tell you guys though, is that Pacific gulls don't tend to be gregarious. They only tend to be in pairs or in trios, like in 3 gulls. If we see seagulls in a threesome, that will be more like 3 gulls. Hey, what a good pun, eh? And also noticing that Pacific gulls are also endemic to Australia, so they cannot be found anywhere outside of Australia, like New Zealand, etc. But what I've actually noticed that even though it's quite a large gull, some people tell me that the Pacific gull is a little bit smaller and a little bit slimmer than the kelp gulls. 14 pounds of this product here. It's a 12 pack, and it's only got adult ones here as well. Therefore, it looks nice. I've actually seen a photo somewhere there in a paddock in Victoria where they had some cattle, and there was also I think there were some photos from a person down at Victoria, which is basically an Australian state. Yes, it's very interesting that there was a photo with some cattle, or cows of course, some Holstein or Friesian cows, whatever I call it, I suppose, in the background and also in the foreground here. But there's also like different variations of Pacific gulls. Adults, juveniles, first winters and second winters and third winters and, fourth winters, etc. Very nice photo indeed. You don't often see Pacific gulls inland. They tend to be coastal That's their main restricted habitat. They tend to be fairly coastal. Very nice indeed. And I hope in this video I'm going to be very confident, because I just feel like I'm going to research everything and anything of what I've just said. Sadly, all of these birds, unlike in the first product, they just don't have names. Disappointing. It's basically a bit of a no-no, as I can say in this video here. And I've actually made another variation of Pacific Gulls. There's another product here I might show you here as well, which is that one there. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, I'm actually feeling like I'm having a bit of trouble here to repack this. There you go. And the other product we're going to be taking a look at is this one here, £15. It's the one with juvenile, second winter and adult variations. It's a 12-pack again. Here's the back of the packaging, like that. There's some juvenile Pacific Gulls. They all look, you know, a bit like that. And there's a second winter as well, which makes me think, oh, this is like, you know, the southern hemispheric cousin to the black-tailed gull. After looking, you know, at a bit of ornithology research by looking, of course. And what's interesting is that, yes, it's quite amazing that for the fact, it's actually quite really good indeed. In fact, maybe in this video, I'll try and put down some links after I make this video. In fact, actually, just kidding. I'm actually going to put some links down in this video after I'm, you know, finished with the why I'm doing this toy review in a sense, eh? Oh wait, let me just talk about the second winter gulls. These are the second winter gulls. They all look like the adults, but they've got this sort of brownish sort of colorization, which makes me think, this is like a transition towards adulthood, right? I think I've seen these types of pictures. I think these gulls can be found alongside with the silver and the kelp gull, as always as they can. Yeah, I think there's some photos in Tasmania of these gulls before. This is the juvenile Pacific gull, which is very similar to the other ones I saw in the other product back in December. Yes, very nice indeed. Not going to flap over the other ones, because I just feel like, it's going to be very boring when we start to see a whole bunch of seagulls. But stop, press. Guess what? I'm going to show you something which is going to be really, really amazing. And I'm actually going to be doing a comparison with this kangaroo here. And get ready for the big moment. I've got the dehumidifier in the background here, which is the only thing that's really right behind me, of course. It's a bit of a noisy beast, that one, of course. And look what we have. Dun, dun, dun. Woo, look at that. It's a red kangaroo. And more specifically, it's a male. And yes, the male of the species is basically the most attractive of all things but the red kangaroo. And one thing about this red kangaroo is that he has got beautiful long rabbit-like ears. So it just goes to show you that kangaroos can be called as Tyrannosaurus deer or velociraptors, which is a very nice thing to say. And I would literally say that this is very, very interesting. It does look semi-realistic, but it looks, of course, as you can see, there's a bit of black detailing on the feet, and also, you know, the paws as well. And it looks very, very nice, and it's just taking a dive, eh? The one thing that I really love about this kangaroo is that it's so nice. You've got these inflatable ears which look like this. And I also love the face, which reminds me of a character from Lego Ninjago, which I almost feel like I've just forgotten something here. Let me just go ahead and pose this kangaroo like so. But the problem is that the head is a bit sloppy, like many of the other macropod toys. Look at that. Just look at that. I think this is the way kangaroos and wallabies and wallaroos tend to be like that. This is what, you know, macropods do. And look at that. It's just taking a dive, but I think the trouble part is that head. That head's not going to do that well. So feeling a bit obstinate today, eh? Anyways, let's just try and get this little beast to stand him up. He does have a tail. Well, he has got a tail, which uses it as a fifth leg. And look at that. Very nice indeed. And I think, yes, it looks very, very nice. But I think the feet is the gripe on this, I suppose. But let me do a bit of a comparison with this kangaroo versus with this one here that I reviewed in a previous video. Looks very nice. And we're going to be taking a look at the big one here. I've actually noticed that male red kangaroos, when they stretch up, they could literally just go up as, very, very high. They could literally be taller than, something else, like, an average four-wheel drive car. And another thing I've actually researched about male kangaroos is that they tend to weigh, 50 to, I would say more like 55 to 90 kilograms. That's very heavy indeed. So here's what we've got here. We've got the male kangaroo, which is the red one here. We've got the male red kangaroo, and we've just got this normal, ordinary kangaroo here. It seems like that this male red kangaroo here has got a lot more bulk, and it's also a lot more bigger as well. It's also a bit longer as well. I don't know, by the looks of it, of course, I suppose. It's got a much more longer, attenuated appendage on the tail here. Look at the way it's been standing there. It looks pretty realistic though. And yes, this kangaroo here on the background there is a lot more slimmer, but the red one here has got a bit of extra detailing on the face there. The mouth is a little bit more very attractive there. And also look at the head. The head also looks a bit realistic as well in the way male red kangaroos should look like. I think this head here is typical of an eastern grey. Correct me if I'm totally wrong here. But that's just about it, It's just an amazing looking macropod to look at. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm pretty sure, I think we're going to be heading towards the 12-minute mark. So if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And mind you, I do have some fun looking at toys from the land down under. And mind you, those bushfires are still out of control. It's sad, isn't it, though? But yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Pray for the Aussies. As always, thank you for watching. And bye for now. Good on ya, mate.